I now call Baroness Bennet of Manor Castle.
My lords, earlier today in the debate on the Agriculture Bill, there was a great deal of rightful praise for the impact of your lordship's house, particularly on the crucial issue of trade standards. That reflected 90 hours of debate. We're already well into double figures on this bill, and that's a good job. First, for the coverage of crucial issues, particularly the explanation of the destruction by the bill in its current form of the devolution settlements canvassed in earlier sessions. But also because the time taken to get to these amendments has meant a positive global atmosphere for today's debate, to which the noble Lord Carlisle of Berriew has just alluded. But I want to respectfully disagree with the noble Lord Howard of Limpine, who said that nothing has changed since second reading, although he is right to say that nothing has changed in the government position. But the global picture has changed. For had this debate been happening even a week ago, the atmosphere, the environment in which it was occurring would have been very different, far more fearful. It would feel more like the committee was swimming against a fast-flowing current. But now the government is the side in this debate that looks isolated and exposed. The global tide is running in the opposite direction, and they are high and dry. Now, the technical issues have been very clearly set out by major legal minds, and I don't intend to draw on the highly useful multiple briefings received from the major legal institutions of the nation backing the actions of the noble Lord Judge in particular, to repeat what they've already said. I simply offer the Green Group's support for all of Lord Judge's amendments here and for all of the non-government amendments. Instead, I want to reflect on the national and indeed global reasons for your lordship's house to follow the lead of the noble and learned Lord Judge on part 5 of this bill. For today dawned with the dangerous forces of disorder and decay, those who want to sweep aside the rule of law, who use demonising the vulnerable and the different, building walls and seeking to install nets to keep them out, very much on the defensive. Donald Trump has lost the US presidential election. The EU has decided to impose sanctions and defy funding to members who defy the rule of law, a move very clearly directed at Hungary's far-right regime. In Poland, an outpouring of anger led by women against the further tightening of tiny abortion rights has developed into a far broader challenge against regressive forces. In Thailand, young people are standing up against long-term repressions of the combined forces of the military and tradition. And by backing the noble and learned Lord Judge, the committee can today begin to point the UK in the direction that the rest of the world is travelling, towards restoring a democratic culture and the rule of law. That's a restoration that protects the Good Friday Agreement, that crucial bedrock of security and communal trust. The unelected House, a phrase we hear a lot of from the last stand defenders of our isolated government, should be doing this, is, however, appointed to the future. The surge of fascism and extremism, of attempts to destroy the rule of law that we've suffered in recent years, had their origins in the failure of the old order. Constitutions in the UK and the US do not reflect the will of the people. It led them to want to take back control. If the government wants to be world leading, as we so often hear, it has a very, very long way to go to catch up with the positive signs of turnaround in the international order. But obeying international law, dropping part 5 of the bill, is a crucial starting point, although we need much, much bigger changes.